is Wednesday, November 6th. It is post-election day. Let's be honest, we all lost because this is the man that should have been president. Absolutely, we all lost. The election is behind us. I mean, for all points and purposes, Donald Trump won. Stock futures lead with Donald Trump set to become 47th U.S. president. He's 45 and he's 47. Kudos. He ran a great campaign. I can only hope he does good things. Again, I wasn't a huge supporter. I never voted for Kamala Harris other than the vote that I just did for the last thing. I don't care who gets into office. Honestly, the market doesn't care. And honestly, I don't care. Doesn't matter to me. It don't matter to me. But shit's taking off. Now, we will go over things that have taken off, things that might be a pump. Also, there is a warning in the bond market that this may not last. May not last. Banks are soaring. We'll go over Google. We'll go over how Meta's down. Might be an opportunity for you to get in. We'll go over the nuclear trade. Hyperscalers set to just explode with spending next year. Guess what they're spending it on? NVIDIA, GLP-1. Novo reported earnings. They're going after HIMs. They're going after the compounders. Bond yields need to be watched. If you're in Bitcoin, kudos to you because MicroStrategy is up. Boy, I was playing Madden last night. Is EA ready to just spike? SMCI earnings. I was live on Substack yesterday with SMCI. It was a shit show. Celsius shit show. We'll look at some of the earnings hub stuff today. We'll go over some social requests. And then I've got a rant on Luca, who unfollowed me yesterday. Oh, I'm so sorry. I feel so bad. Stock futures lead. I mean, everything's just S&P's up 2.2. The NASDAQ up 1.6. I mean, we can go and look at the actual indexes to see what the futures are trading at. NASDAQ up 1.6. S&P up 2.19. The Dow is up 3%. Now we go and look at some of these charts. The core portfolio is just crazy. One that got beaten down yesterday that has just come roaring back is Cleveland Cliffs. This one was up 13%. It's up 10% now. Are we going to go fill that gap? The gap is from 1212 all the way up to 1283. Guess what we're trading at? 1279. Are we going to open up, fill that gap, and continue lower? Or are we going to go back to this trading range between 13 and 22? I don't know. I'm not in this name. I have said that I want to wait until it has confirmation. If you don't know what confirmation is, go to the newsletter. It's clear as day what confirmation is, and I explain it all through there. Now, the Qs, we're trading in pre-market at $507 is $500.72. Okay, this is how I track the NASDAQ. And if you look, the mid-July high, 503.28. Guess where we're going? We're going to go above that. We will go above that. Today is the day that money goes back into the market. And yes, the Trump trade won. Yes, the Trump trade won. But we do have a Fed meeting today. If anybody forgot, we have a Fed meeting today. And that Fed meeting announcement comes tomorrow. So here's how to trade it. This guy did it all. Alan Long, he goes over how to trade it. Now, this was before the election. So understand this was before the election. The election is going to add to this. It might not be the same, but he brings up some really good points here. Now, some of you may say, hey, Gary, you never bring up the free stuff anymore. Here's a free one. Okay, a Bloomberg terminal costs $30,000 per year. Last month, Open BB, which is Open Bloomberg Terminal, dropped the $0 cost replacement. Get 400 free data sources on AI Copilot. The 90-second step-by-step guide. I have not gone into this, but understand this is part of the free tools. You can get free tools out there. You don't need to, poor Luca, who said it's an ad from start to finish. No, it's not. Go and get free tools. It's not an ad. These are the tools that I use. It's not an ad. I'm an affiliate for these things. These things help me. So I have built a multi-million-dollar portfolio from just being a Joe Schmo. Is that something that you want to do? Maybe use my tools. That's it. If you don't want to, there are free things out there. So don't listen. Don't listen. The ads just come with it. It's just an affiliate because I think that, you're not seeing an ad for a pump and dump kind of thing. If that's the thing that you want, Luca, with your little, boy muscles in your wife beater shirt, yeah, maybe that's something you want, but not something I want. But again, I will post this. This is on. It's retweeted on my Twitter. I will post it in the newsletter as well. It's retweeted. It's right there. Bloomberg terminal costs $30,000 per year. You can do this on OpenBB. So there's your freebie. So, and I continue to say we all lost. But the November Fed meeting, yes, you can trade it. Now, I love this post from Trendspider. Okay? The same valuation, 3 times the price. And the Warren Buffett quote, price is what you pay, value is what you get. So you can't be a value investor and say, okay, I'm going to pay 149 times earnings. But the stock was trading at $14 per share back in April 2023 when this happened. And it was at 149 times forward earnings. Your boy here said, it's too expensive. Way too expensive. I can't buy it. $14 a share. Today, it's at $53 per share. Okay? There is a PE ratio. Okay? This is the comparison. You can do this in Trendspider. Visualize value with the PE ratio indicator suite. It's a whole suite that you can put on your charts just like this. And here's the blog to do it. I will put this in the newsletter so that you can do it. Anybody who signed up for Trendspider, this is something that you may like. The way I like to do PE is to go over here to Seeking Alpha. And I like to look at the quant and say, okay, what's the valuation? And I can look at it here. And then I can go into charting. And yes, it's 134 times forward PE. And I can select metrics, and I can go back here and go to valuation, and I can hit PE. I don't do this in Trendspider. I do it in Seeking Alpha. It's just easier for me. And when we look at a 5-year chart of the PE, we're going to go 3-year because it hasn't even been around 5 years. Well, PE goes back here to 10-3-23. It was at 216. And today you're at about 255. Can it go higher? Absolutely, it can go higher. In fact, in pre-market, you're at $53, up 3.66%. But I just loved this portion. And the quote from Warren Buffett, price is what you pay, value is what you get. So it doesn't mean that a stock can't go up. Doesn't mean that a stock can't go up just because the PE. And that's something that I have learned the hard way by not investing in Palantir, by getting out of Tesla in 2018. Okay, don't make that mistake. If you have a conviction in a company, you have to stay with it. Add to your winners, cut your losers. This wasn't a loser. I cut during this time when it got up here to about 25, and I cut here. I never got back in. I should have absolutely gotten back in. Absolutely 100%. Mistake I made. Am I poor from it? No. It's just a missed opportunity. You'll have them all your life. Another missed opportunity, bank stocks. They're up huge today, okay? Bank of America up 6%. Boy, Warren Buffett kicking himself. It's at 45. JP Morgan up 7%, kicking himself. It's up 236 at an all-time high. Citigroup is at 69. It's up 8%. I said Citigroup is a $70 stock. Buy it at 60. Hopefully you did. Wells Fargo, I was adding this at 40. I said it's a $65 stock. Boy, today it shocks us. It's up 10%. It's at 70. Goldman Sachs in the core portfolio. This one is up 7%. It is at 566. And you know what the best chart is? Is DPST. This is the 3 times levered bull on the ETF. Okay. Now, the algorithm makes you 1%. You lose 63% if you bought and held this over 24 months. This is a decaying asset. You don't want to invest in this. You want to trade it. But I would argue with Trump coming in now at 135, this one might be an entry in some type of algorithm that actually makes you money. So find a strategy. Maybe it's the 65-minute, because the 65-minute over the last 8 months makes you 14%. But if you bought and held this, you're up 42%. So go and launch the AI trading model in Trendspider and find a strategy with an indicator that works within this. And then start trading it. And that's what Trendspider allows you to do. You can find strategies to use. And I would urge you, again, you have 4 days. The Black Friday sale goes on all month. But if you're on the fence, I would make your mind up within the next 4 days. There are 3 tiers. Let me explain them slightly, okay? You can go to the website. You can go over here to Linktree. It's the top link. But these 3 tiers, there's the standard tier. That's what I typically bought. That's the one that I would use. They've changed it over the years. You get 30 simultaneous alerts. So I would argue if you have 15 stocks that you're watching and you want to buy and sell, put in 15. You got 1 alert for the buy, 1 alert for the sell. Then if you want to move up to the enhanced, that gets up to 100 simultaneous alerts. Now it's only $4 more per month. So I would urge you during this time to actually get the enhanced. Now, if you're brand new to charting, or you're brand new to actual technical trading, I would urge you to spend the additional $6 per month and get the advanced. That's not a lot of money. It's not a huge jump. Dan, the CEO of Trendspider, has told me the reason they discounted this one 75% is they want to teach you how to use the tool. And so that's what you get down here, unlimited one-on-one training, okay? The normal price for standard is $642, okay? You're only paying $670 for the advanced. Now, say you're on the fence. Well, this login to change your plan, that will give you an opportunity to get a free 7-day trial. Now, the free 7-day trial comes with higher prices. You can't get the same price. They're going to charge you more because it's almost like a preview kind of thing. And so they're going to charge you more. I would urge you, if it's within your budget and you have a large enough portfolio, to go to the advanced if you're new. What you do is you go and sign up through my link, and then you use the email up here in the upper right. Email me and tell me, hey, Gary, I just signed up for a Trendspider. Send me just a picture of your account page. And as long as you're not on the 7-day trial, I will email you back. Once you become a paying customer, I will email you back the 4-hour algorithm, the 65-minute algorithm, the 5-minute algorithm, all my custom watch lists, and all my custom scanners that I use every day. This isn't an ad. This is a tool that I use every day. This is something that I believe will help absolutely everybody. And so it's like an evangelist. I'm a guy standing on stage. I don't have a private jet. I'm not one of those pastors in those mega churches. I'm just a guy preaching. I'm just out here saying, and I got my audience saying, say it, say it, say it. But TPST, great trade. Now, here's some ideas for Trump. Google isn't going to get broken up. It's up 2% at 175. We're going back to that all-time high. We're going to get back up here, and this one's going to continue to go. Remember the change is going to be Lena Khan at the FCC, and we're going to be regulatory friendly. Now, are there more kind of dangers with Google? Yeah. They don't like big tech, and because he's got the House, most likely the House and Senate, you could see some stuff coming down on Google, and the EU is going to double down on Google. But I would argue Google gets bigger. And if it gets broken up, if they actually do break it up, it's worth more money in pieces than it is together. So Google, long term, I like it. They're not going to get broken up. The deal with Apple, where Apple pays, or they pay to be the main search engine on Apple, that ain't going to go through. That's going to be fine. They ain't going to touch that one because we're the party of no regulation. So Apple and Google, they're fine. Apple is up 0.2%. That's going to ride or die on the Apple Intelligence stuff. But FYI, Trump uses an iPhone. He doesn't want that shit to change. So, just FYI, think about it. Meta is down. You know why? Trump hates freaking Facebook. They kicked him off. He still holds a grudge. TikTok's ban isn't going to go over. Buy the dip. These guys print money. Okay? At 568, maybe you're using 540 as a support level. Buy the effing dip. Because you know who's using Meta's AI? Palantir. They're using the open source with the government. It's not going to, they're going to use the open source AI. And so Meta's going to gain even besides Trump hating them. And it's not like Zuckerberg went out and campaigned for Kamala. He didn't. He didn't do a damn thing. In fact, he told Congress, I'm not doing a damn thing with this election. We made mistakes. He was humble. That dude was humble as pie. I don't know if pie's humble, but he was humble. So I'd argue that Meta's a buy. Now, UNH, this one is up enormously. It's back over 600. It pulled back a little bit at 599. But boy, you filled that gap in the pre-market. You filled the gap in the pre-market. This one is up huge. And what happened? They just declared a dividend of $2.10. The yield is 1.4%. This is all based on Trump deregulation. And that's what UNH is up. Okay? Another one. Chinese EV stocks slide. Tesla soars. Tesla's up 13% to 284. It's over that 260 resistance level. I said when they had the robotaxi event that I thought it was a $300 stock. It broke down, but it's back there. We can take a look at the chart. But what I want to bring up is the $7,500 tax rebate. That's going to get repealed. I mean, I don't think Elon cares about that. And you shouldn't care about that in Tesla. Because what that means is Tesla just won the EV race. You're not going to get EVs from China that come into this country under Trump. You're not going to get EVs from Rivian with a $7,500 tax credit. They're still going to lose $50,000. In fact, that $7,500 was the only thing funding them from losing $40,000 a vehicle versus $30,000 a vehicle. So they're going to lose. Rivian is down. They don't have autonomy. And if you think that autonomy is a good thing for Tesla, guess what? You're going to be the robotaxis are going to be on federal highways because that's regulated by the Trump administration. FYI, it's all good. So understand where this is going. Amazon remains, by the way, we'll just talk about the nuclear trade. It's still on. Amazon came out and said the deal with Talon, they're still going to buy electricity. They're still going to need nuclear. So TLN is up 3%. I hope you bought the dip. I need to buy this one because you know what? TLN on the 4-hour algorithm, it got a cross up. It got a cross up here at 189, entry in the algorithm. So does it make sense to buy it? Well, let's go look at some of the valuation stuff. The valuation on TLN, it's a D. They're not making money. Forward PE, 23. They don't have a PEG ratio. The growth, C+. It's not great. But momentum is the biggest thing in the market. Okay, it's up 66%. When I first looked at TLN, it was back here. You're trading at 194. It was back here at about 179. Boy, I wish I would have bought that one at 179. And we can look at the weekly. And the only reason I brought this one up is because VST was just so extended. But again, Talon Energy is going to be one. Wall Street. We can look at Wall Street. 10 analysts that follow it. They say the average price target is 216. You're trading at 194. Now, we're in an AI market, and obviously energy goes to that. Hyperscalers CapEx forecast to hit $300 billion in 2025. Guess where that's going? That's going to NVIDIA. Okay? That is going, $300 billion in revenue is going to NVIDIA. That's it. So NVIDIA, DELL, we can look at these charts here in Trendspider. NVIDIA is up 1.59%. Their earnings are coming up. We went over a strategy where you enter in 2 weeks before our earnings, and then you exit out the day of earnings, and it's got like a 4 or 5% gain on NVIDIA. Well, the algorithm got you out at 18.2%. I can tell you today in this candle, the algorithm will get you back in. Buy it. If it dips under 140, just buy it before their earnings. I think you're getting a steal on that one. The only thing holding this back is the market cap of the company. It became the largest market cap, and it overtook Apple on its close yesterday. And that's it. And that's the only thing that's holding this back. When you look at Wall Street, there are plenty of people that cover this. 62 freaking analysts. Okay, 4 people have it as a hold. The average price target, 150. Just buy it under 140. Again, buy it under 140. I think this one's a good one. Another one in the AI space that's going to need is DELL. SMCI came out with their earnings yesterday. It's more of a shit show than you can ever even imagine. But DELL, we're on this trend up here. It's up 2% at 136. Guess where we're going? We're going to get back to this gap here at 167. They have earnings coming up, let's see, in late November 26th. SMCI, where's SMCI's business going? It's going to DELL and HPQ. That's where it's going. And you want to know another one that you can invest in? VRT. VRT. I put VST, but it's VRT. Vertiv. This is the cooling racks. These are the cooling racks. This is what SMCI had a great thing on. We had a sell here at 106. Guess where you're trading today? 112. It's going to get you back in. I almost got out. I sold 50% of mine, I think, at about 109. It got you out with 106. I need to buy back. Honestly, I just need to buy back. And we can go look at VRT, here on Wall Street, VRT. There's 16 analysts that cover it. Their price target, 124. The only thing that's a problem with this is the valuation. It is expensive. But then you look at their growth and it's not. The PEG ratio is 1.22. So we are in an AI and a GLP-1 market. Okay? Novo Nordisk, make no mistake, Eli Lilly came after. They said our demand is incredible and we have enough supply to meet the demand, but we're not meeting the demand. Well, what's that? That's going after HIMSS. And then Novo Nordisk on their earnings, they say we know of 10 deaths and 100 hospitalizations based on compounding. Okay? They're going after HIMSS. That's what they're doing. And they beat Novo Nordisk beat Eli Lilly in Q3 sales for obesity drug. So whichever one you want, have exposure to some of these. Whether it's Viking Therapeutics, whether it's Novo, whether it's Eli Lilly. Eli Lilly is probably the safest. So if you just want a small little thing, you can find an ETF that has all three of them and just go and invest in it. Just make sure the fees are fine. So again, GLP, AI, and a nuclear. Simple market to be in. I will tell you, there is danger, and that is bond rates. Don't rain on the parade. Bond rates and equity, this melt up doesn't end well. And we can go over here and we can look at market data and we can look at, go to bonds. That's not a good thing to see green here. Okay. On a day when the market is up, it's not very good to see green. And the 2-year is at 4.28. The 10-year is at 4.46. So if we see another inversion, again, the Fed wants to reduce rates. These should be going down, but they're not. And that's an issue. Just be aware of it. Don't trade around it, but be aware of it that all of this excitement could come crashing back. But I'll tell you, Bitcoin, if you're in MicroStrategy, if you're in IBIT, if you're in any of these ETFs, or if you're in the coin itself, Bitcoin in years after presidential election, understand it's only been around since 2010 or so. But 2012, it's up 2,576%. So if you put $1 in, well, $1 turned into 2,576. 2016, it's up 920%. 2020, it was up 357%. Okay? Bitcoin is going up. We can look at BTC because it hit $75,000 yesterday. $75,000 and 75,392. It's going to go up. So invest. This is money that could change your life. Gold isn't something that's going to change your life. That's got a cap on it. That's even though it's higher and it's beating the S&P, Bitcoin should outperform. Long term, yes, you're going to have to go through fluctuations and volatility. Do not put money that you can't lose into it, though. But a $10, $20 bet a week on Bitcoin, if that's going to do it, and you skip lunch for a day and you put money into that, put it into IBIT, put it into MicroStrategy, just put it in somewhere, that could over time be life-changing money. Put $5 into Bitcoin and $5 into VOO. Just balance it out. But it could turn into life-changing money. I would just argue that that's a good thing. Now, I was playing Madden last night during the election. I wasn't really watching some stuff. I turned it on right before bed. But a 6-year breakout. This is a monthly chart of EA. And they've got earnings coming up. We're going to do the same chart here. This is a ascending wedge. And we're going to go and look at a monthly chart of EA. This is a 6-year breakout right here. And you can see the chart that starts back here in 2018. 151 was the high. You kind of bounced up there in 2021. And then you came back down to 100. Is this the time that EA gets back? We can look at this one. See how it's just wedging up? You got confirmation on the monthly. Let's see about the 4-hour. The 4-hour buy was 142. If we look at this. Now, their earnings are past, so don't expect it to pump on earnings. But again, I was playing Madden last night. Seems pretty good. You know, again, I like EA. I play mostly EA sports on the Xbox. So, interesting one that I thought just was timely. Now, Supermicro, I was live on Substack yesterday. If you're not part of the Substack community, go and sign up for the newsletter. It is free. And when I'm live, it just alerts you. The app alerts you. There's the recording of it live. You can go see it if you want. Supermicro is a shit show. It's down 17 in a market that is up so much. And you got this Taiwanese company, Supermicro, that's down 17%. You want to know why? They're late on issuing their 10K. They said, we will get it audited, and we'll have it out to you. The committee doesn't agree with what Ernst & Young said in their exit letter. Ernst & Young is pretty well respected. And when they say, we don't agree with management's assessment of these financials, that's a problem. They took their guidance down and they said, oh, it's not affecting our business. Well, why did you take your guidance down? On the call, they continued to say everything is unaudited. That means you can't trust those earnings whatsoever. It's down at 22. There's no reason to be in this stock right now. If they are going to do something, they will do it. But there is no reason to be in this stock right now. It has fallen off of every support line that I could find. And that support line right there, okay, that's when I sold it. When it got past here. I think I sold it at like 25 or something. But it's down at 22. And yes, yesterday it pumped up in the after hours. We can go and look at the after hours. Look at how it pumped up into earnings. And then the earnings came out and the bottom fell out. And you haven't seen it go up other than, it got down to 20. I think you might be going to 15. Honestly, I think you might be going to 15. So just be aware of that. If you're holding on to it, fine. Just make sure that you understand the risk there. Now, I had said yesterday, I thought Celsius, that I was seeing a bunch of people saying, hey, store shelves are sold. It's a shit show as well. After reporting large drops in revenue and EBITDA. Okay, Celsius is an absolute shit show. This is one that seemed to be pumped up by Pepsi. I don't know the details about it, but you can see it's upper left to bottom right. And you're trading in pre-market at 29. We can go back to a weekly and look at the last time you were trading at 29. Last time you were trading at the 200-day was 2020. That was COVID. That's how bad this one has gotten. So if you're holding Celsius or if you're trading it, trade it. The algorithm makes you 34% over the last 2 years versus the buy and hold only makes you 2%. Now you can see there is no hope of actually making money in a chart like this. You'd have to go down to like a 65 minute. And I would even argue over the last 8 months, let's see. Yeah, you're still losing money. In a chart like that, you're not going to make money. Unless you're playing short. If you're playing short, you're going to make money. So let's go over to Earnings Hub and take a look at what we have today. I know we have, I'm going to get out of there. We have Qualcomm after hours. We have ARM after hours. We have Melly. We have Duolingo. We have Lyft. We have AppLovin, which is an alpha pick. We have HubSpot. We have AMC. We have FICO. We have Wolfspeed, which is a semiconductor. We have Albemarle, which is an energy company. We have Zillow, Gilead, ET, which is energy transfer. This one's an energy stock. This one's just got a crazy, crazy dividend. And the CEO just buys a bunch of it back. So FFIE, which is a stock that I've traded before, which has just had crazy fluctuation. So you've got a lot in after hours today. You can trade them. I mean, Qualcomm, look at Qualcomm. They're in a fight with ARM, and they report on the same day. Qualcomm's expectations are up. They may have to discuss how ARM's going to yank their license and they can't make chips anymore. That's a possibility. So, but just take a look at earnings. I might go online live again on Substack, but I might. SXGP. Love the pod, Gary. Listen every day. What are you doing with your Eli Lilly? I like the stock because Americans are fat and lazy, but I don't know if I should cut it because it's become a loser lately. So Eli Lilly. Oh, why did I get off of Trendspider? Let's go back to Trendspider and launch this one. I went to Earnings Hub there. I meant to go on another one. Let's go back to the 4-hour and we'll look at Eli Lilly. And I've said Eli Lilly is a buy under 900. And it's still a buy under 900. Now, you're only at $811. Why would I say that? Well, if you look, we've had the high here in mid-July, and then you constantly just beat up there at 966. That's something that, and you've got here after earnings. You covered this gap that you were on before. It's an expensive stock. It is not cheap. Do I think that it's a long-term loser? No, I think you've hit a road. So you're going to go through these valuation things where it's just going to come down. Their earnings weren't great. Their earnings were perfectly fine unless you listen to them. When you listen to them, you just heard them kind of talking out their own ass. And I think the demand is still great for all their weight loss drugs. I think they're going to go after the compounded pharmacies. I think their Alzheimer's drug is a game changer. I just think the valuation is hitting them. And when you look at the revisions, that's where it's coming from. So earnings per share, 2 up, 18 down. And this is the last 90 days. Revenue, 24 up, none down. So it's the earnings that's the problem. It's the actual earnings. And that's because they're spending money to try and make more. They're trying to meet demand so that the FDA doesn't allow these compounders to take out their drugs. That's essentially what it is. But when I look at the weekly here, should you cut it? The last time it hit the 50-day, we were at March 2023. The stock was trading at 327. That's the last time you were at the 50-day. So I would argue if you want to trim Essex, trim. I would not get rid of this just because it's shown some recent weakness. But I have done greater things than to say, hey, you shouldn't get out. SMCI is a great point. I didn't get out at 1,000. I should have gotten out at 1,000. I bought more at 1,000, but I was buying with all the profits that I'd taken on the way up. So if you're not trimming on the way up, don't get rid of it. It's not an all or nothing. I will say, if you wanted to trim it a little bit heavier, you're on the downside of the Bollinger Bands here with them expanding. With you have them taking the revisions down like that. If we go and we look at Wall Street's estimate is 996. I think that's a fair estimate. You can see as it's come down, we've seen it come down from 1,000 to 996. That's not a huge drop, but the stock has dropped. So I wouldn't say, hey, don't trim it, because on a stock like this, I'd say I'd trim it because I'm not in the pharmacy sector. If this were a tech stock, I wouldn't be trimming. If this were Apple, I wouldn't be trimming. If this was Google, I wouldn't be trimming. I wouldn't be worried about it hitting the 50-day. I'd be adding more. So it depends on your outlook on the company, how much you know about it, what you want to add to it, how much you have in it. There's a lot of factors in there. But yeah, Americans are fat and lazy. They're going to take Eli Lilly rather than doing exercise. My ass is eating an entire freaking pizza. My girlfriend brought pizza home the other night. I had already eaten a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I had already had a bunch of nuts and cheese as a snack. She brought home pizza. I ate, 6 slices of the damn pizza? Yeah, my ass needs Ozempic. Honestly, I'd take a pill versus actually exercising. I stopped running because of my knees. Now, Luca, I don't know if I brought this up. Luca, I really enjoy your market analysis. You are knowledgeable. However, I feel like it has become one ad from commercial to stop. Whatever, Luca, leave me. Douche. If you want to hear my rant on Luca, just go to the live on YouTube. You'll hear it. Now, scans. There were so many stocks. I'm not going to be able to get to them. I will show you in the newsletter. When you sign up for the free newsletter, you get all these scans at the bottom. Even the paid customers get the scans. Everybody gets the scans. It's like Oprah. You get a scan, you get a scan, you get a scan. So what these scans are stocks that are bullish in my 4-hour algorithm. Okay, Melly, which reports today in the 4-hour algorithm. That was yesterday. There was a long list yesterday. You can see them all. There's an even longer list today. So I'm not going to go through them. You can get them at the newsletter. Now, what I am going to go through are the tools that I use because there's one big sale that I want to reiterate. And it's only got 4 days left. As it goes down, you will regret not getting this deal because it's going to go down from 75% off to 71% to 67%. So these prices are going to go up. You have 4 days. Okay. Maybe you want to see what the market does this week and maybe you'll sign up on Friday or Saturday. I would urge you, do it early. If you sign up one of these weeks, 11/11, 11/18, or 11/25, Thanksgiving week, you think my ass is going to be responsive on Thanksgiving week where I'm driving up to New Jersey and getting you the 4-hour algorithm? No. Last night, everybody that I emailed back, I think there were 5 or 6 people that I emailed back right away within like seconds. And they were like, wow, hoofa, that's great. But again, I just want you to have the tools. And if you don't want the tools, don't worry about it. You can still listen. Just the tools are something that I think, rather than ask for your, hey, I'm going to teach you a course and then you have to pay the tools. No, I'll give you the tools and I show you how to use them for free. But you can go and get your own charting software. Go and get a Webull. I love Webull. I trade on it on the app all the time. In fact, my Webull account, it is mostly NVIDIA and Bitcoin. It's mostly NVIDIA and Bitcoin. And today, it is up 3%. I'm at $9,800. So it's mostly that stuff. So yeah, that and Alpha. That's right down there. Now the premium that you saw me use the Alpha Picks, not Alpha Picks, but the premium and Alpha Picks, the bundle saves you $159. This is the best one, and that's the second link up here. If you want to just get Seeking Alpha Premium and not get Alpha Picks, because what is Alpha Picks? It's a portfolio. It's a managed portfolio, and the return is phenomenal. The return today, I bought $50,000 last week. I guarantee you I'm up like 4 or 5% on that freaking portfolio. Just in the last week, especially today. It is outperforming like you wouldn't believe. In fact, I will give you, we won't name the portfolio. So we'll just say this purchase of mine was in a portfolio that's going to remain unnamed. But it was on the 1st of November. So where were we on the 1st of November on Carnival Cruise Line? We were trading at, let's just say, I think it was, $21. $21.99 it opened up at. And that was where you got the alert from this unknown portfolio. And I mistakenly bought $5,000 instead of $500 of it. Because you want to add 1% when they tell you, hey, here's a new pick, you add 1% of it. So I wanted to add $500. I didn't. I added $5,000. Well, guess what? This is up 5.39% today. It's almost at $24. What's 21? 24 minus 21 is $3. Let's see. What's 3 divided by 21? 14.29%. Yeah, that's how good Alpha Picks is. And I showed it live yesterday. I can't show it right now. But the last 7 picks are all up over 10, 20, 30% since they picked them. It's a portfolio that I would never pick the stocks myself. So it's a great one. But again, that's the entire podcast. I did want to make mention that yesterday's title, it was not a mistake. Let's see. We're going to go here. And we're going to go down here. Let's see. I guess it was the first paragraph. I thought I put it in the title. The title of the podcast was not a mistake. I think it was called It's Erection Day. Erection Day has come, And the pullout we've been anticipating just didn't come. Those that listen to the podcast know what I'm talking about. Most likely the next few days will offer some volatility, but I think there's some interesting earning opportunities coming up. Again, Erection Day has come, and the pullout we've been anticipating just didn't come. I thought that line was genius. I thought it's innuendo. I thought it's absolute That's a reason to sign up for the newsletter itself. That kind of comedy doesn't come along many times, but that kind of comedy in my world is every day. I thought it was good. So if you have any questions, hit me up. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Let's hope that today's Fed meeting and tomorrow's announcement, we'll talk a little bit more about it, but tomorrow's announcement is big. It's big.
Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears.